deployment. Capture zone contested. Just over here admiring. You might still pull this out in the end, but nah, I don't think so. Target down. We're locking down the zone.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Coreboy back at it again today with a new X-Defiant video. And I know today I said I was going to do a Halo video. I went and checked out Operation Anvil, and there's really not a lot going on. Plus, trying to do this in the morning is a little bit difficult on Halo, so I'm going to try to record it tonight and get it out, kind of talk about some things going on in the Halo world and scene and everything of that nature. But today, in this X-Defiant video, I'm talking a little bit about X-Defiant, but I'm actually kind of talking about a community as a whole and kind of some issues that I've had with not really gaming in general, but more of just like FPS games, kind of like X-Defiant, Call of Duty, etc. And yeah, let's get into this because I do really want to talk about this. Something I've had planned for a little bit now. Also, if you all aren't running your double XP tokens and everything, you probably should do that because they're working now like pretty fucking well. So we got that going on. Also, I did just unlock you, so I am gonna give this thing a shot as well at some point because I do really want to use this AR. It looks fucking rad. That's really it. I just want to try it out because it looks fucking cool. Oh, I can't see these yet. Dang, that sucks. I was wondering what they would look like on it. But anyway, the thing that we're going to talk about today, and the thing that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, is sniping in the... but is... I got cut off there for a second. But is sniping in FPS titles kind of like COD and X-Defiant, so more like arcadey type FPS titles compared to games like Battlefield, Counter-Strike, Halo, Gears of War, anything of that nature. It's more focused on games like this compared to others, because I've had, I think, an ongoing thing for the last couple of years is I think most game devs that make games like this have a hate boner towards snipers, mostly because I think it's a weird skill gap that a lot of people, I guess, don't really try to go for. And if you remember back in the day, sniping had a crazy community back then, especially back up until I would say around the Black Ops 3 Infinite Warfare era of Call of Duty, and then it has slowly just kind of plummeted towards the ground at fucking the fastest speeds ever. And there are people who are still doing all this kind of content, like trick-shotting content, trying to go for like clips and everything, but it's just on a much more minuscule like base, and it's kind of weird to a degree. Like, you really don't ever see those kinds of channels anymore, like, pop off like they used to, or people making montages like they used to. It's more of like kind of what I do now in most of my videos, where I will just have a section of just a bunch of clips that I have hit, and then it'll just go into like a normal video. And to be honest, I kind of miss the old school like montage scene. I thought it was always really cool, just like seeing the shit that people would hit and go for. And it's been a targeted thing for a while in games of like, no, you can't be good at this because it applies a skill gap that people get mad at, compared to other skill gaps or even things in just like this game, just blatantly broken weapons that make the game damn near unplayable sometimes with like certain play styles. For example, if you all have played X-Defiant, then you've probably heard before that the MP7 is probably the best weapon in the game and is kind of broken to shit. And it just doesn't make it fun. Now, I will say the first thing that I loved about X-Defiant when I first picked up this game and was like, yep, I'm gonna be playing the fuck out of this, was how they treated sniping. Like, sniping in this game felt like an actual thing that they really wanted people to, like, it felt like a return to form. Kind of like how it was back in the day when snipers were actually, like, readily useful as just weapons to run, and you weren't having to, you know, deduct things like kills and how aggressively you could play. Like, they were just versatile, but it made it fun because these games aren't meant to be like hyper realistic shooters where you have to take into consideration like, oh, they should be playing at like super long ranges only, and that should be the only time that they are actually good. And I don't know, to me it's taken away from a community of people and kind of made games like this more centric around like playing more for like wins and shit, instead of having a more enjoying, like, a fucking hell, what's what I'm looking for here if I can even think of it, a more fun experience. Like you can't have a certain play style because the game doesn't allow that. It just kind of locks you in at having to use a certain type of weapon, and it's something that I've talked about a lot and something that I've complained about a lot in games like this, where it's all about metagaming. It's not about like actually having a play style that is different and kind of makes you stand out. It's about using what is currently the best thing in the game, what is going to get you the most kills, and what is going to guarantee you the most wins, which is like legit just not how I enjoy playing games like this. Like I said, I'm going to try out ranked and everything, but I doubt I'm actually going to be like somebody who grinds that out, because it's just, in games like this, it's not what I enjoy doing. I enjoy doing what I'm doing right now, which is running around with a 50 caliber sniper like it's an assault rifle. I don't know why, but it's super fun. And even then, whenever this game first came out, I heard people complaining so deeply about how snipers were broken and how they were hard to counter, but like, I'm gonna be honest, even as a sniper, they weren't hard to counter. Like, you were running an assault rifle, something that has 30 rounds and you can just mag dump an area, compared to a bolt action rifle. Like, I have a shot and then I have a couple of milliseconds before I can fire again, which is enough time for you to kill me if you know, can actually hit your shots. Like, that's really all it takes is, oh, do you have just a little bit of accuracy? Okay, cool. Yeah, you're going to win this fight. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, we got the... we got the quad. Oh, we're still going a little bit. Oh. Never mind, snipers are broken. I hit a quad. Actually, nerf him to the ground. Take him out of the game. Make him unusable because I'm able to hit clips with, because I don't know, better than the average player. And this is like all I fucking use because it's what I find fun. But it's just weird to me to like punish a group of players who actually take time to get good with a weapon that's harder to use. Like, it legit, getting good at sniping in games is, it takes time. It takes time and actually like wanting to do it, instead of just running around mag dumping every corner that you see. It's a different like type of playstyle that you have to adapt to, like learning like what classes you should run, like how you should build your weapon and everything. It makes it fun. But I feel like with the last two updates, where they haven't nerfed a single damn weapon that's like legit broken to shit. I'm gonna keep saying it. I think my class loadouts actually give it out too. This little name right here, yeah, that one. And just kind of leave it where it's at, despite it being able to outgun damn near any gun in the game. And then heavily nerf snipers to a point where you cannot play aggressively with them or have any type of aggressive gunfights, because of, you're not going to see it there, but legit, if I was to ADS in that, my scope would have been, I would have been looking at the sky. Sat his ass down. That's unfortunate. Sorry about that, buddy. But it just makes it this weird thing, and it's kind of like isolated a community of players that's been around for a very long time. It makes it kind of hard to make content based around these things. And like I said, I've noticed it kind of become more of a thing since the, I would say, as honestly as the BO3 era, because BO3 was when they really heavily focused on like, snipers will not have aim assist, they will be harder to use. But here was the thing, was other than that, you popped a firebomb. That's unfortunate. But like, the thing about BO3 sniping was, while it was difficult, it was doable. Like, you could still play that way. And the more that I'm playing this game now compared to whenever I was playing in the preseason, is less and less people are actually going out of their way to even run snipers. It's a bunch of just running ARs, shotguns, and mostly, still to this day, which is the meta weapon, the most chosen weapon in the game, the most possible consistent weapon in the game as well when it comes to just damage output and how fast you can lay out people in this game. It's the MP7. It's just factual. If you look at charts and everything off weapon, like how many times people choose a weapon over another, the MP7 has the highest choose rate compared to, I think it's like the 0.5% of people that choose a sniper rifle in most fights. It's just weird to me that it's such a heavily talked about issue despite such a low amount of players running it. It's odd to me. I've never once understood why it's been so heavily targeted in recent years, compared to like back in the day when MW2 sniping was absolutely fucking insane. It was super easy to do. Not easy, but it was much more viable. It was something that people just did because it was fun. And it seems like a lot of ways, like many new games, and I won't even put X-Define in there because X-Define does definitely have a different audience compared to Call of Duty, with like the lack of skill-based matchmaking, or the non-existent skill-based matchmaking, because it's not in the game at all unless you're playing ranked, and just how they kind of like focused around it. But it's still weird to me that it's like such a heavily like sought out thing to nerf in a game like this, when it's really more casual than I would say any FPS on the market is, which actually kind of adds to the enjoyment of it. It's very casual, it's very easy to pick up, and it's just kind of fun. Also, I've not used these marksman rifles like really at all, and this thing's actually kind of fun. Like, this thing is fun. I never use it. I just enjoy my little bolt action rifle. Damn it, let me have fun with that. But I just want to know, like, what do people think about that? About like having a certain audience kind of isolated from a game because they want it to be so heftily balanced in one way, but not in other ways, to a point to where it makes one specific class of weapons extremely useless compared to any other. Like, to me, I'm torn on it because I'm like, well, I am a sniper. That's what I enjoy doing in these games. And I get people's complaints to a degree. I personally do think this latest patch they did on the snipers, where they increased the flinch even more, was a bit unnecessary. Like, I'm sorry, but if you can't outplay a sniper, it's really that's your fault, buddy. Like, it's possibly the easiest class to outplay, other than maybe somebody running like a fucking double barrel. It's just easy. Like, you realize you have 30 rounds you can put into me while I'm sitting here cocking my fucking bolt back, and guess what? If I'm reloading, you have even more an advantage. These things reload slow as hell. So you have like two major vantage points. The only thing that's like not an advantage on your end. Okay, what the fuck? That was a dumbass hit marker. Oh fuck. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. I've got to get out of here. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Oh, okay. But it's just weird to me, because like the more I play, the more I'm like, damn, why is this such a targeted thing whenever it really wasn't even an issue to begin with? And I will say it's definitely more of the lower tier players that get mad about these kinds of things in games. They definitely are hugely vocal as towards a reason why these things get nerfed. And I get to a degree that most game studios have to focus on those players, because if they don't, those players are just never going to come back. It's just kind of part of it. It's a weird part of it, but it is how the gaming sphere works when it comes to making a game. Is you do have to listen to players who may not play as much as the more common player does, like me, where I usually play a couple hours a day, if not more, whenever I have the time to do so. It's a weird thing. It's a weird dichotomy of gaming, of being like, damn, okay, well, these players get listened to, but we don't. It creates a weird gap between players too, is like what I've noticed. But I do want to hear more people's opinions on it, and like what they think about the, first of all, the sniper nerfs that have came in current years in certain FPS titles, and also what they feel about how they are doing it in X Defiant. I still think it's viable. I think it's going to involve some time to get used to it, and some time to actually learn the different playstyles that you can put into this. I will say, at this point with this current nerf, and I do hope that people will start talking about it more, and it kind of gets reverted a little bit to how it was originally, because it was still extremely effective. I even noticed, like, there was definitely more gunfights that I was losing compared to what I used to when there was no flinch, but it's just in this, like, weird little middle ground right now. It's odd. I kind of think it's a little bit useless to run snipers, like, super aggressively, where you're not using, like, more flank tactics, you're just kind of running in at people. You're not going to succeed nearly as much as you would if you were trying to get around them and then get behind them and get like first shot off. That's kind of the key point now of sniping, is trying to get first shot off more than anything. Also, if you guys can't tell, we are getting through on this fucking sniper. We're the TAC 50 is gonna hit 300 here soon, and I'm so excited. Anyway, guys, though, I'm gonna hop out of here for the day. Tomorrow there may be a Halo video, but also I may just say fuck it and make a video on this new AR, because I've been wanting to play around with it and have some fun. It seems really good. It seems like a mix between the M4 and, ironically enough, the Vector. So I do want to give it some shots. I want to try it out, see where I can get it to, and see how I feel about it. And then of course, next thing, we got the big boy. We got the L115. I'm not buying through the battle pass. I'm just having fun grinding it because it just gives me something to fucking do. And remember, use your fucking XP tokens. They help so fucking much getting through some of this stuff, especially if you're trying to max out your weapons, the weapons you use the most, and you're trying to master them like I'm going to do with this TAC 50, and then probably the M44 and the L1. I'm definitely doing with this. This thing, I'm so excited. Anyway, guys, it's been your boy, Core Boy. I'm gonna hop out of here, and yeah, later, dudes.